This is the PL-89 Gematriatic Quantum Thought Calendar for Friday, November 21st, 2025. And it is Yom Shishi, the sixth day of the week. And it is Aleph, the first day of Kislev, Chodesh Tov. To everyone, means good month. Say in Hebrew means happy new month. That's what it's saying now. And the new moon of Kislev. Let us all see blessings and the complete redemption, the revelation, and the coming of the Messiah, son of David, Mashiach ben David, for everyone, for all, and the end of all sorrows, all meaning hardships and pain, no matter what it is, whether it's health, money, if someone needs a soulmate, all those things, let them all be fulfilled in God's best way. And this is the new moon, the new month, and that's what this calendar is about. It's about the new moons and the new months. It's about sabbatical years and about jubilee years. It's about the sum total of jubilee years in this present age, from creation until the end of the age. It's a very messianic calendar that is focused on the complete redemption of humankind, humanity. And therefore, it's a calendar of calendars, which means that it's a calendar that contains several calendars in it. The most used calendars and the most important calendars of today on Earth, in which people reckon time. And that's important, because time is thought, is calculation, is understanding of when and where we are in the world, in the age. So that's what this calendar is. And its primary engine is gematria, meaning every word can have a numerical value. Every phrase or sentence can have a numerical value. And those values are plugged into the time, and they read like messages. That's one way of saying it. Quantum. Well, quantum's very big these days, pretty popular now. Quantum is an idea of, it brings to mind the concepts of quantum physics, quantum mechanics. The part contains the whole, the observer, relativity. Things can be two things at once. Things can be opposites at once, and multidimensional. Those are the kinds of ideas. Entropy, quantum superposition. All these concepts are held within the word quantum, and that's why and this calendar very much uses those ideas. Critical mass, gravity, and concepts that I developed that are spin-offs of those concepts, like informational gravity. Anyway, the way this calendar works is that there's 80 boxes. It's an 8 by 10 grid. So there's 8 columns and 10 rows, and so 80 boxes that are visible, and then there's an additional 10 or 11 boxes that you cannot see. They're not here, but they are accounted for in that. It's just called T1, T2, T3, T4, etc. up until 10 or 11, depending on the month. It can be 10 because most months go up until 30, but some months go up until 31 on the Gregorian. But in the Hebrew calendar, you never have that problem. It's always going to go 10 and sometimes 9, it goes to 29 days. Like this past month, Cheshvan had only 29 days this year. So this is a 3-month period of time, and the 3-month period of time, it comes from a biblical passage in the beginning of the book of Exodus. It's Exodus chapter 2. During the time of the edict to kill all the baby boys by the king, the Pharaoh there in Egypt, and his mother hid him, meaning Moses' mother hid him, and because of this edict. And it says that after 3 months, she sent him off. It says, "Vatitzpenehu shlosha yirachim." Those are the words in Hebrew, which means she hid him for 3 months. And then after that, she made a little wicker basket and she put him in there and sent him off on the river because she couldn't hide him anymore. They would probably kill him, but she figured this is the best chance of his survival. If they're checking here every day, they're going to eventually find him and kill him. So if they're for sure going to kill him anyway, maybe he'll have some chance of surviving by going on the river. And it turns out that he went down this river in this little basket, and he wound up in the sight of the daughter of Pharaoh, and she took him in, and he survived in that way. And after those 3 months, he was sent off on his mission to ultimately be the redeemer of Israel in their slavery in Egypt, but this was 3 months. So and you have the first documented redeemer of Israel, Moses of blessed memory, and the word redeemer in Hebrew is the word goel. Goel is spelled gimel, vav, aleph, lamed, and that has a numerical value of 40. And Moses' life was broken into 40s. 40 years he grew up, and he was in the courts, and he was a young man, and he was a noble, as a prince in Egypt. And then after he killed the Egyptian, it is said that he was around age 40. He flees to Midian, and he stays in the wilderness there. And there he marries and stays there for 40 years. He comes back, and the Exodus story happens when he's 80. Then there's the 40 years of the Israelites in the wilderness. And so you see it's very thematic. 40 is very, very thematic. But he's a redeemer. Goel equals 40. And this calendar, in fact, is based on 40. 80 was his age, and there's 80 boxes here. And 40, and there's 10, that's 90, that's 3 months. Those are the 3 months that he was hid, and then you see how the flow goes, it's recursive. All the ideas, they kind of circle around each other. And so, this calendar is based on 40, because it's a redeemer. It's about the redeemer. 40 is the redeemer. 40 is so integral in so many levels. So many sins that need to be corrected were 40. For example, the spies were sent out to spy in Exodus chapter 16. I want to say 16. No, 13. Exodus chapter 13. Not Exodus. Numbers chapter 13. Yeah. Numbers chapter 13 is when the spies were sent out for 40 days. They bring a bad report. It's our job to bring a good report. The land is very good, like Joshua said and Caleb said. What tribes were they from? Joshua's from Ephraim. Like it comes to mind, Ephraim is from Joseph. You think about Mashiach ben Yosef. What tribe was Caleb from? Caleb ben Yefuneh, the tribe of Judah. You think about Messiah ben David. You see the Messiah is playing in that. So many, many more things. And for time, I'll leave them out. But 40 is... This calendar is based on 40, and not just because it's 40-40. You know, there are two mems. That's also the mem that is not upside down, but it's the final mem in Isaiah. That's in Isaiah chapter 9 somewhere, where the actual first letter of that word, the marbe, is not spelled with it's very unusual, it's spelled with the final mem in the beginning of the word. That's also the secret of this mem. It's a double mem. Marbe Nisra. Okay, but it's 40, 40, and it's a lot of 40s here. The ark, it reigned for 40 days and 40 nights. Many other different 40s. But this calendar is based on 40 in that you count from here. It's 48 times 5. It's 8 rows. It's 8 rows times 5 is 40. It goes 8 plus 9 plus 8 plus 9 for a different reason. I'll leave that for now. But 8 plus 9 plus 8 plus 9. And when it hits 40, it cuts off. So it goes 8, 17, 25, 34, 2, 11, 19, 28, 36, 5, like a combination lock. So where are we right now on this calendar? Today is November 21st. The 21st day of November is on box number 18. Yeah? 18. And the idea is to find numerical values that are in the descendancy of 18. The descendancy of 18, its downline, so to speak, is 18, you add 40. It's the rule of 40. 18 plus 40 is 58, 98, 138, 178, okay? 2,000,008. It goes, 2,018. You keep adding 40, right? So right now I can't think of anything that's 18. So let's move on. Now, it's a new month. The new month, the first day of the month of Kislev, or December, in this dispensation, is always going to be on box number 23. Now, what's interesting about that is, here's a very good connection that can really show you a great example of how it's supposed to work. Today is Friday, and we're on this box. And by the rule of 40, 23 equals 63, equals 103, equals 143, 183, okay, 2,023. If we're on 23 right now and it equals 63, what does Friday equal? Friday equals 63. Today's Friday. That's how it's supposed to fit. It's like a puzzle piece. It fits. In English Gematria, if you... These flies are really annoying me. Going right by the arrow. But anyway, where was I? Today is Friday. 63 equals Friday. If you do A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, if you do that gematria, Friday equals, just do the math, you can see it, F equals 6, right? It's a 6th letter. R equals 18, I equals 9, D equals 4, A equals 1, Y equals 25. Add this together, 63. Today is 63, and we're on that day here by the rule of 40. That's an amazing example of how this is supposed to work. I didn't find one for 18. I didn't have one today, but I found one for 23. Now, the more and more gematria is known, the more and quicker you're able to connect the dots to say this is this, and it's all logical. It's all like perfectly observable and provable. Like everyone in the world will agree today's Friday. Everyone will agree that if you count from that system, then you're going to land on this box. Everyone will agree if you add 40 to 23, it's going to be 63. And everyone will agree if you use the English Gematria cipher that Friday will equal 63. That's the principle. That's how this is supposed to work.